Hey YouTube, Meanie from Band Tactical again. What I want to go over today is my loadout as a Minuteman. Now, the Minutemen were people in the colonies that could be ready for a fight in no time. They had everything ready to go, bag and their rifle next to the door, ready to fight, whatever the cause. Whether it was somebody invading, marauders, whatever, somebody attacking your house, whatever the reason, they were ready to go. Defense of the colonies, defense of themselves, defense of their neighborhood. I think everybody should have some sort of Minuteman gear that's ready to go. I think a lot of us buy gear, stash it away, and we don't ever practice with it, we don't ever use it, and you don't realize how much time it actually takes to load all your magazines, put everything on your belt, put everything on your vest, and get out the door. It is really time consuming if you haven't tried it. Everybody's like, oh, I could be done in 5 minutes. It may take you 5 minutes to load a couple of magazines. So you want to have something ready to go at all times. Have a couple extra magazines that you keep loaded and ready to go. Alright, so this is level 1 right here. All it is I got some combat boots. I got some of my BDUs here on. As you can see, they're a little loose. I like that because in the winter months I can stack a couple layers underneath them, and in the summer months they breathe a little bit. Here in Texas it gets really hot. I mean, it got down into the 20s last winter. It got kind of cold, but I like to breathe a little because we got more hot months than cold months. Alright, so other than this, I keep a pocket knife over here. I keep some gloves in here. And that's really all I keep on my level 1. Alright? It's not a whole lot. It's real light. This is what you'd have with you everywhere you go all the time. Here's my level 2 gear. Of course, I got my rifle. This is not my main rifle, but it's what I take out on these outings like this. It'll get a little more tore up. It's my practice rifle. I practice with my main rifle, don't get me wrong, but I like to keep it nice. It's got a nice ACOG on it, foregrip, everything. This is my run around in the woods, and it can get all muddy and tore up, and no love lost. They're both Armalite M15s, A4Cs. That's the carbine model. I really like Armalite. I went with Armalite because they were the originators of the M16. They sold their contract to Colt, but they were the original. So why not go with the guys that got it right first? Alright, so other than my rifle, you see I've got this old web gear on my belt and the harness. Again, in Texas it gets really hot. You wear a vest, it's hard to breathe in the sun. It gets really bad. I've seen guys go down, the vest gets you really hot. That's why I decided to go with this kind of setup. I can breathe a little more, gets a little more circulation, a little more air, a little more comfortable. Alright, so what I've got on here is I've got 3 and 3 magazines for the M6 or the AR-15 here. Alright. Over here I've got my Glock 19, shoots 9mm, and I've got 2 spare magazines for it over here. I do not have the traditional butt pack back here. I used to. I tried it, I ran around, did some drills with it. It would flop up and down on me if it wasn't completely packed, and if it was completely packed it was too heavy for me. So I decided to downsize and come up with this system back here. As you can see, I've got 2 pouches that are the same size. One side is my IFAK, my individual first aid kit, but everything I can need but a tourniquet, I'm working on getting one of those. Over here on the other side, I've got water filtration, a Katadyn water filter. I've got some fire starters, which means some Bic lighters, magnesium fire starter, solid fuel tablets, and some bore snakes, cleaning oil, or cleaning solvent, and gun oil for both my 9mm and my 223. Also, you can see I have 2 canteens here. This is a minimum for 1 day's worth of water here. In Texas, you sweat a lot, you gotta have at least 2 canteens for 1 day. But I've got a way to refill it. I've got my water filtration, and this is my level 2. Alright, level 2 is the first thing I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna get this on real quick. It doesn't take long at all. Throw it over, buckle it together, grab my rifle. Alright, again, Minutemen gotta be ready fast, so this thing stays loaded all the time. If my magazines wear out, I'll get some more. Alright, I got plenty of magazines stored up. I'm not worried about the springs wearing out. I go practice plenty, they get used. Alright, it's not going to stay in there and just sit for the next 20 years. Alright, so now, on to level... Alright, with my level 3 gear, which is this pack I've got on behind me, is everything I need for an extended fight. It's got a couple MREs in there. It's got a whole nother water bladder. I don't have set up right now, but another 3 liters of water in it. It's got my night vision. It's got some sunglasses. It's got spare ammo. Down here on my level 2, I had 6 magazines. I've got 4 more on this pack. I had 2 spare for my pistol. I've got 1 more on the pack. I don't remember who said it. I think it was the main prepper who said, why carry so many pistol magazines? Carry an extra couple of rifle magazines. I believe the same way. If I go through 60 rounds of pistol, I'm in big trouble already. So I'd rather have the extra couple AR magazines. And the reason I've got this Molly set up back here is kind of greedy. You got a 60 round magazine back there, and that's one of these guys won't hold a 60 round mag. Also, you might be asking, you know, you always load your dominant reload hand is your left hand as you replace the magazine. The reason I've got the magazines on this left side is I'm not going to try to reload from the pack on me. As I take the pack off and slide it around, then on the left side here is where my magazines are. So then I can just load with my left hand to my rifle. Like I said, this pack here is to get me through 3 to 4 days. It's not a bug out bag. It's not something that I'm going to go out into the wilderness and survive with indefinitely. This pack is for 3 to 4 days worth of patrolling or fighting. This pack, as is, loaded down with ammo, water, weighs about 25 pounds. This setup here weighs about 21, 22 pounds. My rifle's another 9 pounds. So that adds a total of 55 pounds onto me without body armor. My body armor video, I talked about how it weighs another 20 pounds. So you're looking at 75 pounds of walking around if you want to carry your plates. Now I try to work out regularly with my plates and my pack and my gear. 75 pounds is a lot. It's hard to go more than a couple miles that way. So this gear here all stays together. My plates, my helmet. This pack stays packed. This gear stays loaded. My rifle stays with it. All this stays together because I need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. No matter what's happening, what's coming at me, I want to be ready to go in just a minute. Thanks for watching.